3, 2, 1. So we're just floating there. And again, if we would have just stayed right off Bora Bora, I think we would have been fine. We would have at least been closer to safety. Yeah. But there we go. We can tell we're passing Papeete, and then we're going out very far.
So many birds.
Pitcairn. And the closer we get, there's just so many birds. They're kind of like they're almost blocking the view of the ship, which is like hard to do. You know what I'm talking about.
Name of the ship.
And it's ironic too, because the name of the ship, I know I've said this a few times before. I just want to make sure this sticks with you all, especially you, Greg. The name of the ship is also called Too Many Birds, which is funny anyways. But so,
and I swear to God, nobody believed me. No one else saw it, but they were getting bigger.
No one believed me too the whole time, but they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger the closer we get to Pitcairn. But again, we're not moving fast. We're floating. And so Mark had to jump in and tie a rope to the captain's foot. He jumped in with his shoes on, his jeans, which why would you wear jeans on a fishing trip? I don't know. Why would you wear jeans on a scuba trip? I don't know. That's Mark, I guess. Classic Mark. Anyone see Mark? But he jumped in, tied a rope to the captain's foot. Well, now the deceased captain's foot. I think he's going on probably 2 or 3 hours of
to pull him out of the engine.
2 or 3 hours of just kind of like being caught up in the engine, which yuck. Believe me, I know. And when I
don't know if you've ever seen a waterlogged corpse. You should definitely use that bit.
Jesus Christ. But it had, so he drank the LaCroix. We didn't think he was allergic. He's allergic. He falls in, gets caught in the engine, dies instantly. So Mark jumps in. I don't know why it took 2 or 3 hours, but I guess we're all kind of scared. Like you see your very first waterlogged corpse on
Nobody wants to be
trip.
In the water with a body.
Waterlogged corpse. It's a bachelor trip, whatever. We're celebrating, and nobody wants to be in the water, especially shark-infested waters with a dead body. That's, the whole thing, how much blood really is inside of a body, especially when it's in water. It's like, I'm stirring my drink. Hold on one sec.
Hey,
anyone else doing
I think we should wrap this up.
Hold on. I'm almost done. So
I don't know.
Basically, let me, okay, I'll try to wrap this up. Blood travels really fast, really far in water. Mark jumped in. So now we have the deceased captain, recently deceased, 2 to 3 hours of the boat, tied by his ankle that Mark tied. Luckily, Mark was an Eagle Scout. He's good at knots, tied that to the boat. Then we have to row this pretty big scuba boat
through 2 whole bodies worth of blood, which is just such a bummer.
Through like 2, 3, 4, upwards of 10 bodies worth of blood, which is bumming everybody out. There's sharks. They're nibbling at the body.
Randy's throwing up.
Randy
doesn't even have the decency to go to the edge. He's just throwing up in the middle of the boat.
And Randy has been barfing the whole time, basically, in the boat, which, again, hey, Randy, off the side of the boat, buddy. But whatever. So, and every time a shark gets a hold of the, deceased captains, it pulls the boat, and we're like, oh, my God. So we're doing some makeshift paddles out of life vests. I know it doesn't work. So after about 6 or 7 hours, we get back to Bora Bora. And yeah, everyone was kind of, yeah, go ahead.
After 6 and 7 hours, we decided to radio for help.
After 6 to 7 hours of basically what looked like we're getting nowhere, and there's almost nothing. Yep. Almost done, buddy. It looks like there's basically nothing left of the captain. We're like, oh, I think it was Brad who had said, and Brad was like, why don't we use the radio? So we're like, oh, duh. So we use the radio. We radio for help, and they fixed the issue pretty quick. So then after we docked, but it's about 3 a.m. at this point, we left at about 11 a.m. The previous day, we get there and we kind of just go our separate ways and bunk up for the night and wake up. And
we drew straws and who had to call the family, and God, I'm so glad it wasn't me.
That one might be too dark.
That might be too dark. That might be a little too dark.
And we actually haven't talked about it until today, right now. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to. I don't know if I was supposed to give a speech or not, but I figured there's a mic here and there's a DJ booth, and no one's seen the DJ for a few minutes, so I thought I would just squeeze on in here. And so, congrats to the newlyweds. I love the tuxes. Yeah, the Matrix, Morphibulous. I love it. Love that franchise. So, congrats to the newlyweds.
If anyone has $10, I'm at table 2A.
And if anyone, just another quick, left my wallet at home, anyone has a couple bucks for me, 10 or 20, I'm at 2A sitting with Brad, the one I'm sure you've seen him eating coins all night. I'd love to get home. So thanks. Congrats to the newlyweds. Again, most important thing.
Super glad I found this wedding.
Super glad I stumbled across. You think that's fine?
Yeah. That's going to be very good.